On September 21, 2025, Elon Musk and Donald Trump shook hands in Glendale, Arizona. The moment took place inside a private suite during Charlie Kirk's memorial at State Farm Stadium. Cameras caught them speaking briefly before the service resumed in the stadium below. Musk posted a photo from the suite and captioned it with the words, "For Charlie." Viewers on X noticed he stood next to the president as the crowd filled the arena floor. Trump later spoke to reporters after the event and addressed the meeting. He offered only a short description and moved on to other topics. Reporters and attendees shared photos and videos that showed the whole scene. Also on live blogs and clips, both men appeared in the same suite and shared the handshake. One live blog listed Musk among notable attendees as the ceremony began and tracked the moments inside the stadium. A separate report summarized the brief exchange and noted the friendly tone inside the suite. Trump addressed a pool of reporters later and said Musk came over and said hello, calling it nice. After that quote, reporters wrote that he downplayed the importance and kept remarks short. Musk gave his clearest statement with the "For Charlie" post. The post matched the images from the suite and aligned with the handshake footage. Reporters and users put the reunion on the record from several angles. Viewers saw this scene as more important because of recent events. Over the summer, Musk and Trump traded sharp posts on X and Truth Social. The dispute followed Musk's exit from administration work and grew through June, July, and August. The barbs covered policy, a new law, and election plans, and they drew large attention online. Reporters described the feud as a loud split in a once close relationship. On Sunday, reporters noted they had not appeared together for months before the memorial. Viewers quickly changed their impression after the short meeting in the suite. People said the handshake stood out after they spent months apart. In addition, the memorial drew tens of thousands to the stadium and featured major speakers on stage. Trump honored Kirk in a tribute speech and praised his work to supporters. Attendees filled the lower bowl while cameras panned to the suites above the field. Online users focused on one short clip where Musk placed his hands in a triangle shape. Commenters called it a pyramid hand symbol and debated its meaning across X and Instagram. The clip spread quickly and users wrote long threads about signals and gestures. Musk did not explain the gesture when the clip circulated on Sunday night, so many viewers focused on small details around the handshake. People shared Musk's "For Charlie" post more than anything else that day. The photo showed him speaking with Trump inside the suite shoulder to shoulder. The post arrived while tributes rolled across screens inside the stadium. Viewers said the post and handshake clip clarified their public relationship that day. Earlier in the month, Trump's allies argued that media voices wanted distance between the two men. After that line spread, Musk reposted the same message on X. He declared their reunion was not just symbolic, but historical for America, because it proved the media failed to divide them. Supporters say Sunday's photo answered claims that they had split. After this, Trump gave his own short version of events before leaving reporters. He said that Musk came over and said hello, and he called the moment nice. He did not describe any policy talk or promises during the memorial. He moved on to other subjects and kept the press time brief at the venue. Reporters called the quick pivot a light touch after weeks of conflict. Musk did not post further details beyond the single "For Charlie" image on Sunday. They shared little, which kept the reunion simple and in one place. This is why people saw the exchange as cooling the feud without statements. Also, the wider backdrop in Washington featured heavy cost-cutting efforts and staff reductions. Reports described thousands of government employees losing jobs as part of a drive to shrink programs. Lawmakers raised new questions about political alliances in Washington after those changes. They shook hands during that pressure to show they stood together. That is why people saw the moment as political beyond the memorial. In addition, tributes to Kirk shaped the tone inside the stadium during the day. Organizers placed family, allies, and guests across multiple suites near the 50-yard line. Erica Kirk addressed mourners and offered forgiving words from the stage, which drew applause. Trump followed with a longer tribute and framed Kirk's death in patriotic terms. As the program ended, attendees filed out while cameras stayed on the suites above. Musk's post remained the most shared image among political accounts that night. The post links back to the handshake and the brief exchange inside the suite, and people kept sharing posts which extended the attention into Monday morning. Furthermore, the feud timeline explained why many viewers saw the handshake as a reset. From June through early September, both men published tough messages about laws, budgets, and personal claims. The dispute included threats, accusations, and hints about new political plans. Advisors on both sides urged caution as the tone escalated into late August. On Sunday, the short meeting replaced months of distance with a simple greeting and a photo. Viewers did not forget prior posts, but they changed how they saw them. Commenters called it the first step back to working together after a long split. That is why people debated its meaning again the next day. Users kept discussing symbols online while policy details stayed scarce. Users replayed the triangle hand pose and argued about signals and intent. Others pointed back to the earlier weeks when staff cuts and audits drew harsh reactions. Policy watchers warned that any reunion could affect decisions on technology and spending. Supporters predicted joint appearances at future events and renewed contact with allies. Skeptics answered that a handshake did not promise cooperation on any single issue. The day ended without new announcements or shared statements from either team. Leaders may change negotiations next because the public show matters even without policies. Also, viewers saw both men together again after months apart. The clearest facts were simple and visible on screen in real time. The handshake and brief conversation happened in a suite at State Farm Stadium. Musk marked the moment with the For Charlie post during the service, and Trump kept his public comment short and called it nice before moving on. Reporters and bloggers recorded the same details from different angles. The clip in the post stayed online as shared records of the afternoon. That is why many journalists and activists paid attention to the event. The reunion happened in public view at the Arizona Memorial. Cameras captured a brief handshake and conversation in the suite. Musk posted For Charlie, marking the moment on X. Reports from CNN and the New York Times recorded the scene. Viewers saw they had repaired the rift between them.